Hey, sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean to take a couple weeks off, but family stuff came up, travel stuff, all kinds of fun stuff. But anyways, we're back. We got a full episode for you. We start the episode talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals, what the series is looking like, what happened to the New York Knicks, what is going to happen in the NBA season next year. We roll into the NCAA and the ruling that schools can now pay players directly. Don't have to go through this like weird shadow spiderweb thing to pay the players. And then we get into the best fictional sports personality of all time. Have a lot of fun with it. So please give us a listen. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Blue Sky. Follow us on Instagram. We are back. We are back. We are back with Sandlot Sports. I am Adam Capperson. I'm here with BJ Thomas and Corporate
I,
Dorian Cody.
I guess we're back.
Man,
It's
man,
been
oh
a
man.
wild couple weeks. Sorry we
Yes.
missed you. There's been a lot of family drama on this side of the fence and that side of the fence and just everywhere. So,
Absolutely.
but we're here. We're here. Not much to talk about. We do have the NBA Finals. I figured we'll talk about sports for a little bit, and I got a little fun game for you guys to play towards the end if we've got time. So, but let's start. When we last spoke, it's been a while. The Knicks and the Pacers were in a series, I guess, and Halliburton stole the Knicks' heart like he was in Temple of Doom, and tried to do this in OKC, and SGA decided no. So, have you guys even been watching the NBA Finals? I know BJ, you've kind of been doing your own thing.
I've unfortunately, guys, I'm sorry. I've been moving all over the place the past couple weeks. I have not really seen any finals. I just figured the Pacers are going to win because Halliburton's a wizard. I,
So yeah, I mean it's so funny because my wife was like, "Hey, what are you guys gonna talk about today?" I'm like, "Well, NBA Finals are going on. It's tied at 2." She's like, "Oh, it's good series." Like, no, Indiana's led for zero point 0.3 seconds of the entire series.
Yeah. Like I was telling someone before, with OKC, it's like OKC needed to lose that first game because they were like, wait a minute. So they had to maneuver through some things, and it was a totally different team the second game. Chet Holmgren looked like, you know, like a poor man's Kevin Garnett with the blocks and the shooting and stuff. So, um, man, OKC, they're scary. When they start to click, it's over.
Yeah, the issue with OKC is that they can't shoot. Now their defense is absolutely insane. I mean, it looks like they're playing with 6 or 7 guys out there sometimes, but they can't shoot. Sometimes they kind of do the Boston thing; they'll shoot themselves out of games, which is kind of what
Mhm.
happened in Game One. They had that big lead, and then just kind of forgot how to shoot. Um, Indiana on the flip side, just gonna call them Jason Voorhees. They will just keep coming and keep coming. You think they're dead; it does not matter. They will just keep coming. Um, yeah, I think you're right there. I think game one kind of needed to wake them up. Um, it will be interesting going into game three because that that stadium in Indiana will be rocking.
Mhm.
Um, and how does the young team of OKC handle it? And is Halliburton aggressive? To BJ's point, he is a wizard. He
wizard,
is wizard and the
and I
good
don't
kind of
mean
wizard.
like used to play for the Wizards. I mean actual fucking wizard. At 100% wizard.
So, um, he is an old school point guard. He is not one of these guys that that's heliocentric that you see in the NBA nowadays. He will go look for everyone else's shot first.
Mhm.
He will make the right basketball play. Sometimes you don't need that. Sometimes you just need him like I'm gonna put my head down and go.
Right.
Um, so it really depends on can he get a few more baskets in the first half to really open up everyone else.
Right. Right. Um. Also, too, with Halliburton, what I like too is he likes to pick and roll. Right. The modern day guard, a lot of them they want to do ISO, but he's not an ISO guard. He likes to pick and roll. And when he and Siakam, when they do the pick and roll, they're dangerous because you got Siakam who can do pick and pop, right? So it's like you pick your poison. Now, where I credit OKC's on the defense is that when they try to do the pick and pop, what they do is they would do a good job as far as not switching. So like it was one play last game where they were trying to do the pick and pop, and SGA did a good job of kind of like having an angle to avoid the pick, right? So Chet can check Siakam. So basically, when it comes to a pick and roll, you have to make the point guard second guess what they want to do. So if they're coming off the pick and then you're still on them, now he has to think of option two and option three. You never want to give him option one. You give him option one 9 times out of 10, the picker is gonna set his pick, roll out, and hit that shot, especially in the NBA. So
What I've really liked about watching this series and actually the playoffs nowadays is it's really fun watching guys actually want to play defense,
mhm,
especially in this final series. Like guys, it's not fake hustle like it was 5 6 years ago. These guys actually want to get in there, stick their nose in there, play defense, play handsy, and be aggressive. It's
mhm.
been fun to watch. It's been like basketball in the '90s, but with more shooting.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and watching Indiana like run on a made basket is fantastic.
yeah,
They,
yeah.
they, they will not let you take a breather. It's
Right.
awesome.
Has Carlisle always been that type of coach?
No,
Yeah,
no.
I'm
When he coached the
kind of
Pistons,
figured.
he was defense first.
Right.
So I heard it best, and I forget who said it because if I remember who said it, I would give him credit. Is a lot of coaches will say, "I need these kinds of players. I can only coach these kinds of players in this kind of system, and give me what I need, and that's the only way I can be successful." And their coaches like Carlisle will go, "Okay, hey, look, GM, these are the cards I'm dealt. I'm
Hmm.
gonna figure this out."
Right. 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 So I mean, kudos to him, man, for figuring out and being able to evolve. Like, you know what? I see where the NBA is going. I got to make adjustments. You just have to. Like, great coaches make adjustments. You know, I mean, I don't know if we can say that about Thibodeau, right? I mean, maybe if he made a couple adjustments, maybe they would have, been closer to win the series against Indiana. But great coaches, they make adjustments. You have to.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Thibodeau for a second. So obviously, get got to the conference finals, the best seasons that the Knicks have had since Patrick Ewing was there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and yet he was fired 3 days after the series, maybe two.
Mm-hmm.
My timeline might be screwed up. Why do you think he was fired, BJ? I'll ask that question to you first.
Thibodeau?
Yeah,
I think he's tough on players, and I don't know how long that lasts anymore.
fair.
And a lot of people have said that the way he practices may have had something to do with the way Derrick Rose got injured.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just don't know if that style is going to fly in the NBA anymore. To be honest with you, I think those days are numbered.
Dorian, what are your thoughts?
Less and less, less and less adults are not able to be yelled at, or strictly disciplined, or whatever.
Yeah. Um, I think part of it, like I do believe in what BJ's saying. I think that's part of it. I also think too that I think that the Knicks organization was embarrassed that they needed a scapegoat because like they were riding high. You know, they were. If you let the media tell it, they were supposed to be the ones to beat the Pacers, right? But what happened is like, and like what I tell people all the time, it's like when you have a good coach and you have a good coach who knows how to use the underdog tag to be able to help his team respond. Because I'm pretty sure Carlisle went into the his locker room and said, "Hey, Halliburton, you're an all star, but you don't deserve to be here. But this is how we're going to strategize and do so." So I think it was embarrassment too to where they had to um, you know, make a decision. They didn't have to, but I believe that a lot of it was embarrassment. It was like we were supposed to go. We beat the Celtics. Now we should be able to get to the finals. And then the Pacers like, not so fast. And then I think it's somewhat embarrassment too.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that the Knicks organization kind of made up their mind going into the playoffs. That it was unless we win it all, we're firing Tibbs. Because BJ is right about style. I don't think his style works nowadays
Mm.
because he puts a lot of miles on his players. And is that what led to Derrick Rose's injury? Maybe. I mean, it increased the risk because you increase the risk when you're out there more. And people kind of saw like the Celtics series as a fluke because the Celtics just blew 20-point leads left and right, and then Tatum got hurt. So I don't think that was going to save them.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. But if you the Knicks, like, who do you turn to though?
They're already
Like,
asking for Jason Kidd.
do you think Jason Kidd's gonna
No,
leave?
no,
I mean,
I wouldn't.
Coach Cooper Flag, you know, Kyrie.
I wouldn't leave Dallas for that mess.
Yeah.
No, I'm not leaving
Absolutely not.
Dallas for that. No
Yeah, I
way.
wouldn't either. Now, what about, because I was watching something. They were saying, like, if kid is out of reach, is there someone in the college ranks who could be able to come and make some type of impact? And I saw Dan Hurley's name come up.
Daniel Hurley's name will always come up. His name will always come up in the pros. I don't think he wants it.
Hmm.
I mean, he can win another 5 championships. I don't think he wants to leave college, and I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Because in college, especially now after the latest ruling, you can really put together a dream team if you
Hmm.
want
Yeah.
and be successful. I don't know if you guys followed it because there's been a lot of stuff in the news, but the Supreme Court ruled that schools can pay players directly now. Does
Yeah.
not have to go through boosters. Does not have to go through NAL. It can come straight from the schools.
Well, that's a game changer.
It's over.
Yeah. 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 So speaking on that, right? So I hear mixed emotions on that ruling. However, I think on the landscape of college football, like if you're a person who loves dynasties, you hate it because you know that, hey, okay, the Alabamas of the world, them winning another national championship, now it's going to be far and in between because now Bama can't stack their rosters unless they pay,
Okay.
right? And they don't have Texas Longhorn money. I mean, close to it, but they don't have Texas Longhorn money, right? So now, if you love dynasties, you hate it. But if you love the competition factor, I mean, you embrace it. He's like, okay, now, if you're a Florida Gator fan, right? If you're USC, Notre Dame, you're like, hey, you know what? Each year, my team can get closer and closer to winning that national championship because we're going to pay. If you go to
Yeah.
Notre Dame, you know they're going to pay their players.
You keep thinking that, but there. I mean, let's just be real here. You're gonna have about 10 schools that will pay upper echelon for the upper echelon talent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Texas, Florida, Ohio State, USC, and there's a couple others in there that
Mm-hmm.
they can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
Now they might miss on some of those guys. I mean, there's always that chance,
Mm-hmm.
but the days of a Boise State coming in and sneaking in, they're done.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I know Tony Petit in Big Ten country, he's an idiot, but
Mm-hmm.
he's not wrong in the fact that the Big Ten and the SEC are going to break away. They're just
Mm-hmm.
going to join their own. They're going to do their own thing because they will be able to outpay anybody. You think Clemson is going to have Florida money?
No,
I mean, do you think Boston College is going to have Texas money?
not at all.
You think Illinois will have Ohio State money?
Not even close.
It's over.
So so if you are a Texas Tech well, I don't know, Texas Tech is in Texas, but let's say if you are in Illinois or Arizona State, right? Like like how do you pitch getting a 5-star, knowing that Ohio State just come in and say, hey, I give you $3 million to come play for me.
Hard Rick Pitino to get guys to go to Kentucky.
That may or may not work. You got to do something, man, because like you said, yeah, it's gonna be very difficult for them to get even a 4-star. Now, you know, man, the landscape has changed. It's changing.
But I think this year of college football, and we'll get into the college football previews in a little bit. We got them lined up, but I think this year will probably be the last real true year of kind of even playing field for college football, because they're still kind of debating what their rules going to look like when it comes to the NCAA, what it's going to mean for the schools, but it's over. I mean, the guys are already there, but the incoming freshmen, yeah, they're going to gravitate to where the money is.
Yeah.
There's not going to be another Aiden Hutchins saying, well, my dad went to Michigan, so I'm going to go to Michigan. Yeah, your dad might have gone to Michigan, but Alabama's going to pay $15 million a year.
Yeah. Exactly. And what's happening in the world today, you're not turning that down.
No.
Well, I'm hoping that now that the colleges can pay the players directly, that there might be more contractual obligations to this money.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to play in bowl games. You can't leave whenever you want. There's a specific period you can leave, and if you don't leave, we'll see you next year.
Yeah.
After this date, then the sophomore contract kicks in. You're here.
Yeah, I'm fine with saying, okay, you have an NIL deal to come to Michigan. It is $20 million broken up in $5 million a year chunks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you come, you play your freshman year, or you're on the team your freshman year, you may not play. Cool. Here's your $5 million. Here's your $4 million. You're there for the bowl game. Here's your other $1 million. You do that for all the years. Totally cool with that. As long as it's a two-way street. As long as the schools can't just go, oh, well, we don't need you anymore, we're going to cut you, and no more money.
Right.
Because I agree with BJ. There needs to be some contractual saying, if you want this money, you need to be available to play.
Yeah.
But
that available to play is big, but also the off-season control. There needs to be some control in the off-season. This wild west free agency is just nuts.
And that's why I do like your deal. It's just like a contract with an NFL player. Okay, you have a $20 million over 4-year deal, 1-year chunks. Mm-hmm. And if you want to go from Oregon to Florida State because you're not getting the playing time, that's cool. The rest of this contract is null and void.
Right. But also too, on the flip side, that will, let's say if a school sees, okay, they have a quarterback, but they see a quarterback that they want to bring on their roster and they want to get rid of their quarterbacks, it will force them to have a conversation and buy out that player, right?
And that's my concern.
Yeah.
BJ is 100% right, but that's also my concern of the schools can't just go, well, fuck it. That guy's going to be better. Peace out.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want loyalty from the players, financial loyalty is still loyalty, then you got to be loyal to them too.
Right. So how would that look? Would they say, okay, so you have a 4-year, $20 million contract, but we want this guy, and we'll let you transfer somewhere else? Would that be do you think the school say, hey, okay, I will buy out the rest of your contract, or we can negotiate to where you can transfer, and then
okay, these kids have agents now. Okay, if the agents are smart, which most of them are smarter than I am in this, they will say, okay, if you want to do this yearly pay structure, that's fine. If you cut him, you owe him 50% of the remaining value of the contract.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
if you think that Johnny Moxon's better than this quarterback, cool. Pay him 50% of what's left on his contract. It's just it's what they do now.
Yeah.
I mean, when Texas A&M wanted to fire Jimbo Fisher, I mean, there was a buyout clause in his contract. It was exorbitant, but it was there.
Mm. No, I agree.
And I think that will solve both sides of the fence. It will solve the players just randomly leaving because they're not getting player time, but also will solve the, oh, well, you got hurt your sophomore year. The incoming freshmen are better. Sorry. Because that does happen, and that's a thing that needs to be fixed. And I think there's like 10 schools where your scholarship is a 4-year scholarship. The other ones, it's a 1-year scholarship. And they can just cut you whenever.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. And is this the same for the other college sports too, right?
Yep.
Baseball, basketball,
yeah. Yeah, it's the NCAA is the whole kit and caboodle. And I'm curious, probably not now, but maybe in a few years when regimes change, if the players start to unionize across all of sports, and not just football players, but all of the players across all of sports, and say, hey, we want a slice of these TV contracts. Oh, University of Louisville, you're getting $10 million to play a game on ESPN, a football game. Cool. That money, some of that money needs to come to the players. Oh, University of Connecticut, you're getting X amount of dollars for being in the tournament because it's on TV. The players get some of that money. And it's not just football and basketball. Okay? Women's basketball is the same. Women's lacrosse is the same. That TV money needs to go back to the players. Not all of it, because the schools do get the majority of it, but that money needs to go back to the players. If you're going to put these people on television, you're going to sell them, they should get some of the money.
I agree.
BJ, you're smirking.
Oh. Why.
Yeah, well, hey,
yeah.
I will say the TV contract for women's cornhole is not as much as football, but it still exists.
That's where we need to put our advertising right there. It's gotta cost about $150 an hour, or $150 for 30 seconds.
The women's cornhole.
Right. Who's watching? Our audience is watching. But they saw women's cornhole and thought it was something else, and then they got there and was like, "Damn!"
Hey, you know what? They turned it on, saw the commercials, waiting for the women's cornhole to come on, and then realized, "Oh shit, this isn't what I expected." But they still saw the commercials first.
Imagine somebody sitting down, having a big bottle of Jergens. Women's cornhole.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, it's on ESPN 8 The Ocho. It is obscure.
We're wrong. We are wrong. The people that listen to us are wrong, and it upsets me that they don't. I think we don't get shared more amongst friend groups because they're ashamed that they laugh at the shit that we laugh at, and they don't want their friends to know it. So we've kept our podcast small by staying true to our sense of humor. That's how I sleep at night, is by stretching like that. I stretch like that before I go to sleep.
It is purposeful.
Yeah. Man. Oh boy.
Now that I've completely taken us off the rails. So I wanted to play a little game with you guys because we got some time. So the past couple of weeks I've kind of been sending you, hey, this is what we're doing, but obviously things came up. I was looking for the best fictional keyword here, sports personality across movies, TV, the whole bit. So I figured we'd kind of play a little game with it here. And I made brackets because that's what we do. And I separated football, basketball, baseball, and then miscellaneous. So I figured this would be fun. And I stress fictional because I used Google to figure out like what the top was in fictional basketball players. It gave me LeBron James and Michael Jordan. And I'm like, this ain't right. So we'll start with football. That's fictional football players. Now you can take what they did on the field. You can take what they could have done. However you want to do this. So first one, first bracket is Steamin' Willie Beeman versus Forrest Gump.
And Forrest Gump was like the first Tyreek Hill. I'm going Forrest Gump.
Me, I'm separating the movie and character because I mean, Forrest Gump is an amazing movie. As far as the player, I'm gonna go with Willie Beeman. Reason being is Willie Beeman was the transcendent of Randall Cunningham and moving away and before Vic, right? So and the player that he was on the field to where he was able to galvanize. It's kind of like a Shadur Sanders, Joe Flacco type of vibe,
Bro,
in a way. So,
bro, Willie Beeman would have begged for a player like Forrest Gump. Begged for a player. Are you telling me kick returns and rushing touchdowns? Are you telling me potential like 60, 70-yard house jobs? Is that what you're telling me?
But
that's what I'm telling you.
Right. But okay. So how about this? So Forrest Gump playing in the NFL against Lawrence Taylor. He's not getting up, bro. Lawrence Taylor laying his ass out. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of like modern.
When have you seen Forrest get touched?
Right. But the players evolved a lot from them. Like Forrest played like the 50s.
He's a cross between Mel Gray and Adrian Peterson.
He didn't get touched. He's just a house job. No, I'm just saying, look, we can only go by what we saw, right? No, look, but think about it. We can only go by what we saw, right?
Right.
Have you ever seen Forrest touched, bro? Like, I'm telling you, this is the problem we have. We can kind of assume some things, but like I've never seen. Every time you see Forrest Gump's, his jersey's bright white. It looks like a fresh T-shirt.
Yeah, you got a point. I'm still gonna go with Willie Beeman, but you do have an excellent point. He never was touched.
Dwayne, you're entitled to your wrong opinion. It is Forrest Gump.
Well, if that's the case, Forrest Gump might just win by default because he never was touched. Everybody else at least had an injury or something.
Oh well, I mean, we'll get through. So
man.
Next is Shane Falco from The Replacements against Jonathan Moxon from Varsity Blues.
Dang. Shane Falco got a bunch of rejects to come together and play, but
kind of magical.
Yeah.
Kind of a magical feeling.
Yeah. BJ, who you say?
I gotta go with like the it factor of Shane Falco. That
yeah.
He's got like a Tony Romo vibe where it's like I can't tell you what he's good at, but he just does shit. Like
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he just does shit.
Yeah, Shane Falco. Yeah.
Okay, next is another Keanu Reeves character, Johnny Utah, against Al Bundy.
Oh, Al Bundy, bro. That's legend. That's legend.
Yeah, I was gonna say he represented that Polk High School, so I'm gonna go with Al Bundy.
Okay. Last is Bobby Boucher versus Rod Tidwell.
Oh,
Look, I don't think it's even close. I don't think it's even close. That's got to be Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, Bobby Boucher. He might be the greatest linebacker
Dude,
of all time.
I'm just saying, Bobby Boucher might have won this whole thing just by being on here. Are you telling? So are you telling me? Are you telling me a guy that can completely shut down the run game? I mean, erase the run game.
Yeah.
And break up passes.
So we're not there yet. It's possible we go Forrest Gump versus Bobby Boucher.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
I'll tell you one
definitely
thing. Oh, it's heading. You can just fill that in. You just fill that in because I appreciate Al, but Bobby Boucher would have busted his ass. And Forrest, come on, we're still talking about untouchable.
That's gonna be
Forrest.
tough.
This is where you get touched.
Yeah.
This is where you get touched, Forrest.
Yeah.
This is the Louisiana versus Alabama thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's getting smacked.
So you going Bobby Boucher?
Ooh. I feel like this is where Forrest gets touched. Because if we say we never saw Forrest get touched, who did Bobby not catch?
That's true. Yeah.
Bobby Boucher. Block kicks, sacks, tackles, fumbles, interceptions.
Yeah. Yeah, you talk about his mom, he's unstoppable. So yeah, Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, he's unstoppable. But Forrest would never do such a thing.
It's true. Now, if you insult Jenny to Forrest.
Now, what happens now? Now we have this is like a Dragon Ball Z level clash. I just know the clips of the cartoons. I get the feeling this would be Dragon Ball Z level clash.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know.
It's up to you.
I'm sticking with Bobby. I just
Okay.
feel like this is where Forrest gets touched.
That's fair. Okay, moving on to baseball. Ricky Wild Thing Vaughn versus Stan Mr. 3000 Ross.
Look, on legend alone, I want to keep Wild Thing in here. But we're talking about a man who had 3,000 hits. That's Hall of Fame level.
2,997, but yes.
That's Hall of Fame level hits.
Yeah.
If we're talking about sports, and we're talking about sports, are we not?
Yeah.
Stan Ross.
Man. The wild thing is his strikeouts, man. This is not as easy as I thought it'd be. But yeah, 3,000 hits. I'll go with Stan Ross too. 3,000 hits that's something.
Okay. Crash Davis versus Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Ooh. That's tough.
Crash Davis. That's what is that?
Bull Durham. Not Bull Durham.
Bull
Durham.
Bull Durham. Okay. He was a minor league player, correct?
Correct. And the
Benny
Jet
the
played
Jet.
on the Dodgers.
Benny the Jet paid for the Dodgers. Let's go, Benny.
Yeah, I agree. Benny the Jet.
Benny the Jet stole home as a member of the Dodgers. Okay. BJ, this one's for you. Moonlight Graham versus Pedro Serrano.
Oh, you're gonna have to help me with Moonlight Graham. I'm sorry.
He was the character from Field of Dreams. He was the guy they picked up that didn't get a chance to hit. Became a doctor.
Pedro Serrano got a chance to hit. So we're gonna go Pedro Serrano. Fuck you, Joe Boo.
Yeah, Pedro Serrano. He was Barry Bonds before Barry Bonds.
Okay. Roy Hobbs from The Natural versus Kenny Powers.
If this was a competition of one-liners, this would not even be close. But it is not. Kenny's a minor league player. Roy wasn't he in the majors?
I want to say yes.
I believe so. I got to move Roy Hobbs ahead. We got power, on base, and speed. It's a pretty solid lineup. We got middle of the lineup we got going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Roy Hobbs. Makes sense.
Okay. Okay, let's move over to basketball. Scott Howard from Teen Wolf versus Jimmy Chitwood from Hoosiers.
Well, Scott Howard is doing some Vince Carter shit. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Scott Howard.
Oh yeah, me too. Scott Howard.
Okay. Jackie Moon from Semi Pro versus Billy Hoyle from White Man Can't Jump.
I want Billy Hoyle. That's what I'm saying.
Same. Billy Hoyle.
Jesus Shuttlesworth versus Uncle Drew.
Mm.
I'm gonna say New York street baller Jesus Shuttleworth.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Jesus. Oh Jesus.
Okay. Quincy McCall from He Got Game versus Neon Bordeaux from Blue Chips.
Oh,
Ooh.
Neon Boudreaux.
Yeah, gotta go with
You
Neon.
ain't stopping that.
Yeah.
Okay, now the miscellaneous. Rocky Balboa versus Harry Doyle, and just reference for everyone, it's just a bit outside.
Why did you put him against Rocky Balboa? You wanted to get rid of him. That's the only way. You wanted to get rid of Harry Doyle, so I gotta go Rocky.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell you, Rocky that.
Okay, Chaz Michaels, and the combination of Cotton McKnight and Pepper Brooks.
Chaz Michaels. I know that name. Why don't I remember that? Help me.
That was the Will Ferrell figure skating movie,
There
Blades
we
of
go.
Glory.
Blades of Glory.
And Cotton McKnight and Pepper Brooks. Refresh my memory.
That's the announcers from Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah.
I'm taking Cotton and Pepper.
Me too.
Okay, Daniel LaRusso, who has a new movie coming out, versus Ricky Bobby.
Bro, that's another stupid bracket. Both of them should have moved on. Stupid bracket. The next one's stupid too. Damn it, Adam.
I only have so many spots.
Fucking Ricky Bobby.
Yeah. Definitely Ricky Bobby.
I mean, it would have been Daniel LaRusso until Talladega Nights came out, and that's the end of that shit.
Okay. I hope you don't need help with either of the next two names. Happy
No, I
Gilmore
need no help.
and Ty
And I'm
Webb.
so mad about this bracket right here. God dang it, man. Fuck. Happy made it to the tour, and if we're talking about sports, shit.
Dorian, please tell me you know who Ty Webb is.
I believe I do.
I quit this shit.
That's Caddyshack, right?
Okay, god damn. Oh, what character though? Who played it?
It was don't tell me. It's been a while. Oh, was it oh boy, he has brothers.
No, it does not.
BJ's gonna go to Sanford and kick your ass.
Yeah,
I don't have, but I won't have the energy from all the crying by the time I get there.
I'm trying to remember. Isn't it one of the let me see. Damn, my bad. I was gonna pick somebody totally different. I didn't know his name in the movie, but it's Chevy Chase. My
Yeah.
bad. I've seen that movie in a while.
I don't even know what to say, Dorian. I'm just
It
like,
has been a while.
you should make it a point to watch that movie this weekend,
No, I'm
and not that edited bullshit on cable. No, no, no.
So, BJ, who you got? Happy or Ty?
I hate that you made me do this. Happy Gilmore.
Dorian?
Better characters, Ty Webb though.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Happy Gilmore.
He went to the tour. Ty did not.
That is true.
Ty was just out there hustling Judge Smales.
Well, we already did the football side, so we'll go back to the baseball side. Stay in Mr. 3000 Ross or versus Benny the Jet Rodriguez?
I'm still going with 3,000 hits. Sorry, Benny.
Yeah, same. 3,000.
Benny could have been amazing, but we don't ever know that. We know 2,990 something hits is pretty impressive.
Pedro Serrano versus Roy Hobbs.
Shit. Pedro. Once he learned to hit the curveball, it was over.
Dorian?
Pedro Serrano.
So I would say this, that Pedro had the more natural swing. Once he gave up on the religious shit and just did it himself, he was fine. Roy Hobbs had Wonder Bat, so it was a little cheating. It's like a torpedo bat.
Yeah. Pedro had talent. He just had to figure out that curveball.
Yep.
Once he did that, kapow.
Okay. Scott Howard versus Billy Hoyle on the basketball side.
I'm sticking with Vince Carter Jr.
Scott Howard.
Scott Howard.
He's part animal for Christ's sake.
Don't go to 3-point line.
Who's gonna stop him? He growls and
Jesus Shuttlesworth or Neon Burdell?
Jesus cannot do anything with Neon Burdell. That was before you think about it, that's 289-pound Shaq.
Yeah, that's prime Shaq.
That's
yeah.
We're talking like lateral movement from a giant.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going with Neon.
If he scores once, how many do you think he's scoring in a row?
I don't think Jesus gets it back. No, and
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking. Like, Jesus can't miss a bucket.
No.
He's not getting that rebound.
Right.
And when he does, and like, now what? This is the shit you wanted? You wanted this one-on-one matchup? That's what you wanted? Okay. I'm gonna take you right under that basket and make your nose bleed.
Yeah, he will post his ass up
Beat the shit out
constantly.
of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know it. It's happened. Tell me it hadn't happened to you. You were playing one-on-one with a big guy, even if you're just kidding around. Once you miss a bucket, it's a long game.
Yeah.
You got to hope that ball bounces right out.
It's a very short game.
Oh, it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it.
No, there's very few things that are as lonely as feeling helpless on the basketball court.
Yeah.
Because you're out there in a team game, but there's nothing they can do to help you.
Right.
If they start helping, it's over.
Especially if it's one-on-one, you can forget it.
Boy, you get real lonely. I think it's probably comparable to a cornerback getting smoked on a Sunday. And you just feel like, man, they can't help me, and I can't do nothing to help them. Like, I'm just out here.
We'll go to the miscellaneous. Ricky Bobby versus Happy Gilmore.
Ooh.
Dorian, you go first.
I mean, they both were at the top of their peak. Um, Ricky Bobby did it with a little bit more spice to us. I would say Ricky Bobby.
BJ,
Yeah, Ricky.
if you ain't first, you last.
Yep.
He demanded excellence, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one's Rocky.
Yeah.
And
I agree
honestly,
with
Rocky and Ricky Bobby, we can probably talk about that right now.
Let's do it.
That's a tough one.
I mean, both were top of their sports.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. Both.
Ricky
both,
overcame getting cucked out by his best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ricky overcame Paulie. I mean, that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. But Rocky had to overcome once his rival become his best friend dying, having to go over into basically a frozen tundra, work out to beat this cyborg of a Russian, which nobody thought that he had a chance in Russia.
Rocky defeated communism.
Yeah. Perfectly said.
Damn,
I'm going
I guess
Rocky.
Rocky's got to go.
I'm going to class you.
Okay. Well, Dorian asked when we did the basketball segment, who's going to take on the Wolf of Scott Howard? Neon Brudel.
You dunking on Shaq like that. No. You be flying through the air. Dunk it now. He'll break you.
Yeah.
Shaq ain't afraid.
I'm
Yeah,
Neon
but
Bedeau.
I'm going Scott Howard. He's a werewolf, guys.
He's like 5'5".
Superhuman strength. If he gets upset and want to really beat Shaq's ass, he can do that.
A guy
He's
that's
superhuman.
5'5", his superhuman strength would make him as strong as Shaq.
I say stronger.
Maybe.
I don't know, man. So you think Shaq is going to be
So
able to block
you're telling me, Mike,
a superhuman? I mean,
5'5" puppy dog, 5'5" puppy dog and Shaq meet at the rim. Who wins?
in werewolf form, I don't think Neon Bordeaux is going to stop that dunk. He's an animal.
I bet he uses voodoo and wins.
I don't know. I got T.
Neon Bedeau.
Yeah,
Oh, Adam, it's you now.
Did you see
Jordan,
how
I'm
he
pretty-
flew through the air? He flew from half court, do a dunk.
What if Shaq's down there though? You
Shaq's
still got to
gonna
go to
go.
the rim.
Shaq's
You
going to
still
meet
gotta
him
go
at
to
the rim.
You have to go to the rim. That's the part of the you got to go there. If you're dunking this ball, you got to go to the rim.
You know, we need some type of AI so they can show this. That's what we need.
So,
That'd be
I mean,
so
we can
dope.
type this into something.
We may need to put this on
Adam,
a poll.
I'm going in.
Are you doing it?
I'm doing it.
This is gonna be interesting.
This will be interesting.
Yeah.
I forgot I had that.
Yeah, this is what AI should be for.
Mm-hmm.
This is fucking great. It's so stupid. Oh shit. Oh shit. Teen Wolf wins 11-9 by zipping around Shaq and hitting impossible shots. But if Shaq gets physical and Teen Wolf starts missing, it can turn fast. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, if Teen Wolf misses a shot, this fucking game is over. Shaq, in a full 5-on-5 team game, Shaq wins assuming normal human teammates. His dominance inside would overwhelm, and Teen Wolf wouldn't be able to carry his team alone. Oh,
Dude, I put this in and they gave me a one-on-one
do you
breakdown.
want me to make? Do you want me to make a fake highlight reel or stat sheet for them? Yes, I do. Yes. How do I say yes? How do I say yes?
I like the fact that I got the one-on-one breakdown. Speed and agility, strength and power, endurance.
I'm right here. It says,
Illustrated. Oh shit. This is different. This is what Pot and Chat GPT are for, right here. This is. If you guys were high, this would be way more entertaining.
Okay, so Chat GPT says Neon Bordeaux, but AI on Google says Scott Howard.
Yeah.
They said and Scott Howard they said Scott Howard human form is compared. The comparison is less favorable for Howard based on descriptions. Neon would likely be impactful without the supernatural abilities. So if Scott Howard turns into Scott Howard, then yeah, he's gonna get killed.
So here's what ChatGPT is telling me. If Scott Howard's in werewolf form, the game is close. He could keep up with Neon through sheer agility, fast breaks, and flashy plays. However, Neon is nearly impossible to stop in the post and would likely bully Scott in a one-on-one half-court play.
Okay.
Winner is
Smoke his
Neon.
ass.
The winner is Neon,
Smoke
especially in a full court or half-court. Scott might dazzle, but Neon is just too big, too strong, and doesn't need Moonlight to show up and dominate.
Okay, well, you put it that way, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, the Moonlight. You got 1 out of 30 days. The rest of the month, you are fucked.
All right, well, in that case, you got me on that one. I didn't think about that.
My AI is working on some images that I will send to you. I'm letting it do its thing.
See, I know I'm like the AI downer, but this is what it's for. Stupid shit like this.
No, I'm from this point forward, there'll be more AI in the show. This is way more entertaining than things we've done in the past month. So be prepared for this whole shit. I just want you to know.
Yeah.
This is way more entertaining than me. This is great.
Yeah. You ready?
Oh shit. Oh shit. Hold up 1 second. Let me copy that link. See, I made the mistake and typed Shaq in and not Neon Bordeaux. So that's my fault. But still, we have images. Okay. I have to find you. Okay. There you go. It's in the tongue.
Waiting for it to show up. So while I'm waiting, I'll ask you guys: Mr. 3000 versus Pedro Serrano.
Still 3,000 hits.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. 3000.
Okay. Gonna have to suspend a little belief here because you were crossing sports. Rocky Balboa versus Neon Bordeaux.
I have to do AI for that one too, bro.
What? Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. So what is the peak of like athleticism? Would you say the decathlon?
Yeah, I think that's a good one because it's 10 different sports.
Hold on.
Dear God.
Hold on. New chat.
It's Neon this freak.
And who was it? Rocky and who?
Neon Boudreaux.
Okay. Who would win a decathlon, Rocky Balboa or Neon Boudreaux? This is a fun and surprisingly close matchup. Oh shit. Oh shit. The events breakdown is crazy. Oh, I wish I could share my screen. I don't know if I can. Let me see.
Should be able to.
No, it says it's not turned on.
Okay.
You have to turn that option on.
Okay.
Oh man. Dang, they got Rocky in the 400.
Oh. Who you going with?
They say Neon wins 7 out of the 10 events, mainly due to his size and explosive athleticism.
Well,
Rocky puts up a great fight, especially in endurance and mental toughness-based events, but the decathlon leans heavily towards power and speed in several areas. So they're saying Rocky would lose, but puts up a great fight.
yeah, I mean, well, think about it. Okay, the shot put, Neon's winning that. Javelin throw, discus throw, Neon's winning that. 400, probably Rocky. 100-meter sprint.
Pole vault, Rocky.
Yeah.
I would think it's got to be the
the
pole
damn
vault. Pole vault for a 7-footer. It's got to be nuts.
Yeah. 100-meter sprint, probably Neon. High jump. I'm going Neon on that one.
Yeah, I don't think Rocky's going to compete in that.
1500 meter, that's Rocky all day. So I don't think it's 7 of the 10 events, but I think it's 6. I think it's Neon.
So the 100-meter sprint they give to Neon, the long jumps Neon, shot put Neon, high jump Neon. 400-meter Rocky slightly. 110-meter hurdles is a toss-up.
Okay.
But then it says the notes. It depends on agility and length versus length.
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, I know. But I guess they're saying that that's going to be a close one.
Fair.
Because maybe Rocky's agility can cut down some of the length.
Yeah.
So the discus throw Neon, pole vault surprisingly Rocky. That's not so surprising to me. That's got to be a hard thing for a big man.
Yeah, I can't imagine the pole would hold him.
Well, I'm sure they make one for certain weights, but who knows? Javelin throw, Neon, in the 1500-meter, like you said, is Rocky. Willpower and cardio are the notes. Yeah, bitch. That's what I trained for. That's what I trained for. Willpower and cardio. Here we go.
Last one on the other side, Bobby Boucher versus Mr. 3000.
Me personally, pure athleticism, you got to go with Bobby Boucher. I'm going Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, I guess. It's tough.
Now, Bobby Boucher versus Neon.
Ooh.
BJ, you said Bobby could do everything on the football field.
That's what I'm saying. Everything. He gets the ball back. Stops the run game.
Okay, put Put Neon back there in the backfield.
Oh, Bobby's getting them knees.
Yeah, yeah, hit the knees.
Bobby's getting them knees. I'm going Bobby, man. It hurts.
Man, so Neon beat a werewolf, so I'm going with Neon.
Damn, that's tough to fight.
But you can't go. I mean, you can't lose either or because they're both freaks of nature.
Oh, since we're gonna
Why you got to leave it up to AI to fuck the fucking thing up? I'm serious. Rocky Balboa. I even checked my spelling to make sure it was me because it's likely that it was me. It's not me.
Okay. See, I'm just going. You put prime Shaq out there at tight end, and just have a competent quarterback, and Bobby Boucher, who's what 5'7", 5'8", guarding him. Ain't no way in hell. He's gonna catch the ball and truck him like he's Gronk.
Hopefully, you hope so, but Bobby goes into a different dimension to make these tackles.
So, here's what my chat GPT said. Bobby Boucher wins. He is a football phenom in this world, taking down entire teams, single-handedly changing games, and sacking quarterbacks before they can even blink. Even if Neon could be a generational football talent with training, Boucher's already there and playing at a cartoonishly high level.
Too late, bro. I'm gonna be 2 years ahead of you before you even get treading water.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess because AI is smarter, then we're gonna go Bobby here. I don't know. I think it's Neon.
Bobby's getting his ass tore up on the basketball court, and then destroying Neon on the football field, destroying him. You know what happened to those big bodies? They get that midsection of his knees taken out.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, what stops a lot of people from tackling bigger guys, is fear, and Bobby does not have that.
No.
Bobby's going in there to smoke Neon.
And it's not gonna be like when I tried to tackle cheeseburger. That was bad.
Oh man, cheeseburger dislocated my shoulder in 7th grade. I dove for a loose ball in the gym at Oak Park, and my arm was up on the ball, and that son bitch dove on my shoulder, and I felt my armpit touch the floor, and that hurt so bad. My shoulder went click click. I don't know if it went out and came back in or whatever, but it made that noise. I was not happy.
Well, guys, that was actually a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. Thank you, AI. So, anything else before we wrap up?
No,
I'm good.
Okay.
11-11. We gave him 11 extra minutes.
Look at that.
Look at you get value with us.
So, well, gentlemen, good night, good luck, and if you're at a protest, make sure you get the National Guard bottles of water. They won't shoot you. So, everyone have a good one.